78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. All right, so Ja Morant has been fined by the NBA $75,000 for repeated gun gestures as a celebration. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about doing a gun gesture after you make a shot or you win the game? You just basically saying, like, you murking them, you win it. You know what I'm saying? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is because Ja Morant has a history of issues with, gun. He a few years. Look, Ja Morant has gotten in trouble in the past for posing with guns, real guns. All right, taking pictures with them, doing videos with them, and stuff like that. About last year, I think it was the year before, he just kept getting caught up with these guns. Now he did break the law, but the image of the NBA, the NBA has a code of conduct image wise, and they feel that they have the right to discipline anybody who's not representing them or their brand the proper way. Ja Morant is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, he was suspended for these taking pictures with these guns and all this type of stuff before. So now you know that there's a target on your back. You know that people are watching you, right? So if you know that people are watching you, why give them any type of ammunition? So the first time Ja Morant did this gun gesture that we know of a couple of days ago in a game against the Warriors, I believe, he did the gun gesture with Buddy Yield or whatever, and the NBA gave him a warning. They said, "Well, we don't think it was a big deal. We don't think it was meant to threaten anybody or anything like that. It's just a bad taste of celebration." So the NBA gave Ja Morant a warning and Buddy Yield. The next game that the Grizzlies play in, Ja Morant does it again after the NBA gave him a warning. So the NBA issued out a $75,000 fine. Now people are up in the uproar about this, saying that he didn't break the law. All he did was do a gesture. You know what I'm saying? And they're taking away the passion at the game and stuff of that nature. This is how I see it. Ja Morant, both things can be true. Is there a little racism with this? Of course. As always, this is America. Racism is always going to be involved whenever you have a dynamic of a black person being judged by anybody else. There's always going to be a dynamic of racism and prejudice there in America. Is Ja Morant a goofy ninja? Absolutely. Absolutely. Both things can be true. Ja Morant don't believe fat meat greasy. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but he's doing everything in his power to be be rebellious, right? Everything in his power to say, "Hey, I can do what I want to do. You can't control me." Technically, bro, they can. As long as you represent their brand, their company, they can take everything you work for away from you. And as long as you are hell bent on giving this image of yourself, because Ja Morant is obsessed with wanting to look like he a gangster. He want to be that so bad. Being a basketball player worth hundreds of millions ain't enough for him. He wants to be one of these goofy rappers that's goofy gangsters as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, because you look at them, they get locked up, they getting murked every other weekend. I don't know why you would even want to associate with something like that, because you don't need it to get no action from no ladies. What do you need it for? This is your own pride, your own ego. You want to feel like you're that dude, and you're not that dude. You are a basketball player, a very talented basketball player, one of the best basketball players. So I don't know why that's not good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this. You know they're watching you, right? So whatever you do, anything goofy, they're already watching you. They're going to be waiting to penalize you, right? And it doesn't help when it's like this. It's like I tell the youngsters around the way, right out here. You already know. You need to understand that the police is going to be watching you. Young, you black, right? You got dreads, right? As soon as they see you hop in your car at the gas station, they're going to follow you. They're going to get behind. If they see you, they're going to get behind you just to run your plates, see what you're doing, see if they can smell some weed coming out your window. You are a fool if you were driving around with illegal tints on your car. Why? Why? I know it make the car look good, but you already know they're gonna mess with you anyway. So why give them a reason? Why give them the justification to say, hey, he got illegal tint. That tint look too dark. Let's pull him over. Why ride around smoking in your car in a state that you know it's not legal to smoke bud, right? And on top of that, why have a loaded weapon, a weapon at all in your ride when you know you're riding illegal already? You ain't got your license, this, and that. It's like this. If you ain't got your license suspended, you trying to be, if you have to drive, you feel like you have to drive, right? And you ain't got your license, then you know you're trying to be as low key as possible. Bring the least amount of attention to yourself as possible. You're going to drive the speed limit, right? You ain't got no tint, no super dark tints on your car, right? You ain't doing nothing to attract attention to yourself. But no, not dumb ninjas. A goofy ninja will have no license and still have 5, 6 people in the car, passing the blunt around the car. 2 people got weapons, $14,000 cash, ain't nobody got no job. Police get behind you, and now all of a sudden it's racism. Just shut up, bro. Just shut up. Yeah, they gonna target you because that's racism, of course. But when they get to your house, you shouldn't have nothing illegal, bro. So in the case of Ja Morant, that's the example I gave was like he's giving them the ammunition that they need to get rid of him. And I'm telling you something, man. I would hate to see this dude lose everything behind some mess. Because an allegation or some crazy stuff come out about this dude, and if we got anything to do with gun, people gonna believe it. Because he's attaching himself to that brand. He's attaching the gun stuff to his brand. See what I'm saying? He's doing that. And it don't help. Another thing that don't help Ja Morant is the fact that you got guys like Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, all these other black folks that's on television in positions of power. They ain't got your back. They're not saying. This is why y'all get in trouble. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. All you NBA players, basketball players, football players, but anything you do, boxers, the powers that be already don't like you, okay? But the powers that be have already placed certain black folks on television who make a lot of money, that we all support these guys, and we think that they cool, they got their podcast and this and that. But whenever you in trouble, they don't come to your defense and say, oh, this is nothing to see here, folks. No, what they do is they want to make a story behind it so they have something to talk about on TV or on their podcast. So they talk about you. And what happens is the NBA commissioner who's watching this, he makes his judgment based off of what they're saying. You understand? Just like that little brawl, the so-called brawl that happened with the Detroit Pistons and the who was that? The Pistons and who else was it? Minnesota Timberwolves. Right? It was no punches were thrown, nothing. It was a bunch of scuffling and stuff like that. Nothing. Just regular stuff. That happened every time at the YMCA where don't nobody want to fight. Right? So instead of Stephen A. Smith, because the commissioner didn't suspend nobody yet, he wanted to see what the reaction to the public was going to be. If Stephen A. Smith at First Take would have, because they set the tone, first show in the morning, if they would have came on television and said, oh, yeah, it's good to see some passion back in the sport of basketball. I'm glad no punches were thrown, nobody was hurt. I could see some fines being dished out, but no, it shouldn't be any suspensions. This is just playoff time. You get into the playoff time, guys get passionate and heated. If they would have took that position the way Kendrick Perkins and Molly took, it would have been no suspensions issued out. But the commissioner, this is a weak commissioner, Adam Silver. This is the weakest NBA commissioner ever. And the players know it. So they push him around, they bully him. But the only reason that he issued out suspension is because Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and others got on television talking about how appalled they were, and oh well, the commissioner, the NBA ain't gonna like this. The NBA ain't gonna like this. Nobody asked you was the NBA gonna like it. They said how you felt about it. But guys like Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith are always worried about their boss's bottom line. That's why they're in the positions that they're in. They were chosen specifically to be in these positions because the certain people feel like they are trustworthy. You understand? They are trustworthy. That's it. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? If these people don't feel like you're trustworthy, they ain't going to put you in that position. So you got a bunch of folks that look like us on television that's really sellouts. They really sellouts, bro. And so Ja Morant has to understand that you up against it. All these young brothers have to understand that you up against it. Don't give these people no reason to mess with you, bro. You know they're gonna target you anyway, so don't give them a reason. Unless you finna really buck up against the system and say I don't care, then what are you doing this for? You just gave somebody 75,000. Adams, you gave 75,000 back to the league. Your money, $75,000. They could have went to helping one of your cousins out, getting somebody out of poverty, buying somebody a new home. $75,000 you just gave to them after he warned you that he was gonna get you. I don't care. If you got money like that, John, to throw away, come out into the community and do something, bro. If you got money just to throw away and you don't care, right? And you won't give it back to these people, then give it to your people. I implore you, Ja Morant, go into the city of Memphis. I know you probably already doing some great things out there, but do more. Do more. Change some lives. Leave your lasting legacy, bro. If you got money to just give to these people, you already lost millions. You lost millions behind this gun stuff. Never seen nobody so eager to destroy their career behind some character that you got created in your mind. And like I say again, Ja Morant's father is a joke to me, straight joke. And some people, oh man, you can't blame his dad, man. John a grown man, and his dad can't. Man, listen, his dad be at them games acting like a goofy ninja himself. You can't pull your son to the side and say, son, listen, we ain't giving these people no more money. We know they're against us. Let's focus on the championship and being the best we can be. But we ain't giving these people no more money. Leave all that gun stuff alone. No gun gestures, none of that. You know what I'm saying? We come up with something else that they can't say nothing about. Whatever. But he's not. A lot of these guys ride off of their son and their daughter's coattails, afraid to discipline them because you're afraid they're going to cut you off. So you become a slave to your own children's finances. It's pathetic. So anyway, man, I hope what I said makes sense, man. Man, I wish nothing but the best for Ja Morant, but he's a goofy ninja. Just like a lot of kids I know out here, you know what I'm saying? You try to talk to them, give them some game. Most of them are, to be fair, most of them are receptive to the game I give them. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are willing to receive, but every once in a while you run into a few hard-headed knuckleheads that just, the dude can't tell me nothing, man. Who he supposed to be? He can't tell me nothing, man. I'm do what I want to do. Then you find out a couple months later they locked up and they looking for bail money. You know what I'm saying? Now their mama come creeping over by you. Hi, I understand you tried to talk to my son and tried to help him out, and he's in a situation now where I don't have the bail money, but I was wondering if you can help me out with trying to get him a lawyer because that the public defender is like really railroading him, and well, maybe I can do something if you get on your knees and fix it for me, mama. Maybe I could do something if you get on your knees and fix it for me. And see, this is the position you put your mama in, you young goofies. Y'all don't want to listen to nobody. Y'all ripping and running these streets, but you ain't saving no money for no lawyers. You ain't saving no money for no life. You got no life insurance, no lawyer, no funeral, burial insurance, nothing. You ripping and running like you big bad gangsters, but then you leave your mama to do all the dirty work for you to help you get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here and sit down somewhere. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all doing if you ain't subscribed to the channel. You know But above all things, make sure you go sign up to the Patreon. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. That's patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Moving across the bottom of the screen right now to your left. You dig? Come on over there and get some of that good game. New videos will be up soon. We up out of here, deuces.